Today, I'm honored to be joined by Marquis Anne, founder of Nanny Village, an agency that does more than match families with caregivers. They create partnerships, whether it is top tier professional nannies, certified newborn care specialist, private educator, or even a private chef or therapy nanny. They connect families with trusted professionals who are just as invested in your children as you are. As a mom of three herself, Marquis truly understands that finding the right support is life changing, and she made it her mission to help families across the US build the village they deserve. Marquis, welcome to the podcast. We're so excited to have you here.
I'm delighted to join you today. Thanks for having me.
Well, can you start by telling us what inspired you to start Nanny Village? A little bit more background and context?
Yes, of course. I'm a mom myself, a mom of three, and I've lived the experience of trying to find the very best childcare and figuring out what our needs are. And I understand that challenges that come with that. And so I started Nanny Village because I wanted to help families find the reliable, trusted care that I was fortunate enough to find myself. And that's what started Nanny Village.
Are there misconceptions that you come across from parents about hiring a nanny? Is there any myth busters or stigma we should know about? And how would you bust those myths?
Yeah, there are a few misconceptions. One of them is, it goes beyond just finding someone to watch the kids, ultimately, is what it boils down to. I think every family really wants to find someone who can grow with their family, someone who um, can stay with their family long term and really get to know their kiddos. Um, you know, uh, that takes a lot of relationship building. And I think that is one of the misconceptions in this industry is that there is a strategy, and it takes a lot of just being open and putting a lot of efforts into building that trust with your nanny. Another misconception is that parents oftentimes don't realize the amount of experience some of these nannies have. I mean, we have so many of them who have masters in education and they're multilingual, they can manage your household, and they spend a lot of time, and they have a lot of passions to make sure that they're providing your family with the absolute best.
And I think it's so important. You said, right, there's a concept of finding the right nanny, not just a nanny, to eliminate some of those misconceptions. As a mom of twins during COVID, we actually, I think, went through multiple of them, and it was different age groups, different styles. Even tried au pairs with twin babies. And it was really just the lifestyle of the family and the value system and really the age of the kids that can serve as a good fit. Do you probably agree that every age is different and really honestly the right nanny and not just any nanny is important, of course, and the matching process, what could that look like to get to the right nanny, perhaps?
Yeah, absolutely. And we consult with families all day, every day. And one of the first things that we tell our families is to really get grounded a little bit and sit down and really think about what type of nanny will best serve your needs.
Mhm.
Are you looking for someone who is, more active and creative? Are you looking for someone who is more nurturing? Are you looking for someone who has a lot of infant care experience? Those things are really, really important. So it's not just finding anyone who is available and within your hourly rate, right, within your budget, but finding someone who has the qualifications that you need. And that's a big part of what we do too, is we take it beyond the logistics. We really look for personality match, for lifestyle match. Are you a jet setting family that needs someone who is passport ready? Those are very particular things that go into making a match that is long lasting.
I I guess when anyone embarks on this journey as a first-time parent, I'm curious, do you have a list of tips and pointers on what should they be asking and what they should be looking for as a first-time hire for help?
Yeah, I would say, obviously the things around, obviously asking questions about hourly rate, about distance from your home. Also, make sure that you're checking references, you're asking other parents, even if it's someone that came highly recommended from a friend or a community member. You want to make sure that you're checking those references as well. Um, and make sure that you are asking questions about the in-depth needs of your family. How does your household flow? What are your preferences? And make sure that the nanny understands those and is in alignment with those. What are your family values? How do you approach things like discipline?
And so, can you perhaps share some examples of communication styles and any misconceptions or misplacements that have happened, examples that our audience can learn from, and then also any key learnings for them to get experience from?
So, one of the vetting questions that we spend a lot of time on with our candidates when we're interviewing them. Sorry, my puppy is having a blast barking behind you. Can
Oh,
you hear that?
no, not at all.
Oh,
We can't hear them at
okay.
all.
Okay.
You're totally
All
fine.
right. Um, um, so your question was about
Yes.
questions.
So what are some good communication styles and what does a successful placement look like? Maybe some examples on key learnings for our audience to share.
Yes. So, we want to make sure some families, their communication style, because they're busy. A lot of families are very busy. They don't really consider how much time the nanny might need to just connect with them. We have some nannies that would need some like positive reinforcements regularly. They'll need to check in every day. They'll need really concise feedback from the family fairly often. And sometimes that is in a misalignment because the family might feel, oh, everything's going great. We're very busy. Thank you. Time to tap out, if you will. And the nanny, on the other hand, might need a lot more just attention and one-on-one time. So that is a big thing as well. Um, it's a very intimate relationship, right? This is someone who's in your home every day. They really can become part of the fabric of your family. And so really understanding their love language, how they understanding how they take criticism is really important in this process.
And how do you ensure that both family and caregiver feel aligned and supported from the get-go?
Mhm. Well, for us, it starts with a very detailed intake call where we get to the bottom and we ask those types of questions. What is your communication style? And we match that with our candidates. We also have a personality assessment that we do with our candidates as well to just provide that extra layer of confidence in our matches.
Fantastic. Any advice you have for building trust connection between a family and the caregiver?
I think, just like any relationship, it really boils down to connection and being intentional, being open and honest to receive and give, feedback, and making sure that you're coming from a place of kindness and professionalism, because there is a fine line between this very, personal relationship, but also keeping it professional as well.
Truly, I mean, we keep hearing in the parenting world, it's all about a village, or your village is here, or your ecosystem of support. But I truly think that in the modern generation, that village has gone missing. And nevertheless, nannies help supplement that ecosystem of support. Um, so when we talk about the concept of village and support, what do you believe? Why do you believe building a village is just as much more about emotional connection as it is about logistical support?
You know, I from my own experience. When I hired our nanny, I just thought it was someone who would come in really quickly. I needed to get back to work. And I gained so much more from this relationship with our nanny. They're there. She was there for us for first steps, first, rolling over all of the milestones, welcoming new life, but also, when things were tough, family members that pass away, this person who I just thought would be our helper was there to grieve with us. They really become part of, um, our shared vision and goals for our family. And I think that, we can't do this alone. It wasn't meant for us to parent alone. We
It
need
wasn't, yes.
support. Everyone needs support. And it is just such an honor to be able to connect families of all backgrounds, whether it be, expecting parents, first time parents, families with special needs children, to find that perfect match so that they can feel uplifted and empowered and connected through their parenting journey is just a joy every day.
And speaking of, how let's figure out a way to distribute this joy to our larger audience. For any families that are listening to us right now, they might be unsure on where to start. What would be step one?
Well, I would say step one is to really get down to what your needs are. And, whether you're doing your own DIY search, do so cautiously and give yourself plenty of time. This is a true process, truly. And the most successful matches do take time. You want to make sure that you trial with the nanny, get to know them, spend some time with them. If you need support in your search, Nanny Village is always here and happy to help. And yeah.
Oh, fantastic. A huge thank you to you, Marquis, for joining us today and sharing our practical insights and passion for helping families find the support that they deserve. You're right, Nanny Village isn't just a service, it's a mindset shift about what modern families need to thrive. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me.
For vetted, intentional, and deeply aligned household staffing, or just want to know where to begin, check out Nanny Village and be sure to connect through our affiliate link to access our executive community referral bonus. For more personalized parenting support, download the Miss Poppins app to find expert coaches who can guide you through every step, or visit Miss Poppins to learn more. Make sure to follow, like, and subscribe for more meaningful conversations. And thank you again for joining us. We'll see you next time.